you know? So I don't know, that's just what I was used to. So it was a big shock to me, like going and living in other places and being like, what do you mean the only thing you have is like normal lamb chops? You don't have any other cuts? It's crazy. Kahlua pork, genuinely, if you like pork, try it. I eat Kahlua pork often enough, yeah. I know a couple places that do really, really good rendition. Oh. Ooh. You had gator before? Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of gator. I don't like a meat just because it's like exotic or whatever. It has to still taste good. There's some that are just not like it. I do really like venison though, but I find a lot of people cook it really poorly. But you know, I used to hunt a bunch, and I've eaten a lot of other people's renditions of venison to see what they like to do, and I've like figured it out over the years. Oh my god, it can be so good. Oxtail. Oh, I love oxtail. Oxtail got expensive at some point. It used to be pretty cheap, and then I think like people started making like Michelin star dishes with oxtail, and then you know it became cool to try to cook oxtail at home. It was no longer just a restaurant thing, or like for Salon or something, you know, sort of short ribs. Oh, the price of short ribs going up will always make me so sad. They're a tough cut, okay, and they're only really good and tender if you slow cook them. So they were like a sleeper cut, you know. And I make, okay, especially in like Italian cooking, there are a lot of dishes that use short ribs as the main meat in them. A lot of people, if they're doing certain types of ragu and stuff, like they'll use short ribs, and they come out so nice because you're just braising them in the sauce all day and stuff. It's so good. So I used to cook short ribs all the time because they were like a pretty cheap cut of beef. They were a little more expensive than some other cuts, but still like not bad at all. Totally reasonable. Now they're like fancy. Now they're fancy, and you might as well buy a fucking filet mignon. Like, it's so stupid, man. It's so dumb. Same thing with skirt steak. That's my most favorite cut. Skirt is my favorite cut. Texture-wise, flavor-wise, everything. I love skirt. And I do not, like, use it for taco meat and shred it and put a bunch of spices in it. I like to just taste it, okay? So yeah, flavor. But, like, I keep that shit pure and eat it like a steak. It's so good, man. But that shit got popular. That shit got popular. And now everyone's like, oh, skirt, $5 billion a pound. Makes me so sad. I don't know. The thing I'll always be most hipster about is food, because I'm mad at the prices. I wish people never discovered certain cuts. Man. Sharps got popular on me when they opened a bunch of K-pop places and people fell in love with it. Yeah. Short rib is done in Korean barbecue a lot. Skirt is a lean meat, right? Somewhat. It is a fair amount of marbling depending on which one you get. All cooks started showing people skirt steak tacos and using it for a cheaper cut for steak, then everyone started using it. Yeah, they were like, oh, you gotta do skirt steak and tacos. There's so many other cuts that work really well in it that you don't need to use skirt for it. Skirt is, in my opinion, better as like a steak, as long as you cut it, you know, against the grain. But it's better as a steak than a taco meat. I feel like making it into taco meat is a waste, honestly. Because there are other cuts that if you just cooked a little slower and braised them a little more, like, you'd kill it. You'd kill it. All right, we'll do one more, and then I'll go into like getting my elo up maybe. You're glad health nut bloggers made everyone buy chicken breasts with thighs are so cheap? I know. Thank God. Thank God. Use even cheaper parts. I think when you're doing something like a taco where you're like really heavily seasoning the meat, or you're putting something in like a curry, right? Where you're not really tasting the base flavor of it, and you're able to chop it, you should use the cheapest cut you possibly can and just cook it well. You really shouldn't use anything fancier for that. It doesn't make it better. It makes it better if you're only taking like 10 minutes to cook it and you don't want to put effort in. But you can get something really good out of like a cheap-ass 2-cent cut, you know? You hate chicken breast with a passion? Yeah, I don't really eat chicken breast. I feel like there's no point. I just like dark meat better. But every now and then I'll have some and I'll cook it. And I feel like when I cook it, there's still moisture in it. And it's not undercooked, but it's nowhere near as cooked as like what a lot of places will do. Because I feel like they're so afraid of undercooking chicken that they overcook it all the time. Just get a food thermometer, bro. And let it retain some softness in the middle, you know? Like, don't dry it out, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Also, use chicken breast is to put it in a chicken Caesar wrap. I don't like chicken Caesar wraps. I'm not a wrap guy, dude. I'm not a wrap person. I don't know why. I don't dislike sandwiches in general, but like, I like to cut out like bread and other things because I feel like all it does is take me away from Flavor Town. Right? It adds more dryness. It adds more calories that have nothing to them. If I wanted to eat more calories, I'd rather just have more meat, more vegetables, more whatever, rather than like some fucking bread. And I love bread. I love bread, but I'd rather just eat like bread with butter on it on the side at the table than like have it as part of a sandwich. I don't know. I just feel like you're splitting the flavor out. Maybe I just like my food more intensely flavored, but I feel like the sandwich just, I don't know. Whenever I eat sandwiches and burgers and things, I'm always tempted to rip the top bun or top layer off because I feel like the ratio, there's like too much bread on everything. That's just me. That's just like kind of what suits my palate more. I don't know. I just feel like I eat a sandwich and I'm like, I'm just tasting bread for 50% of this. Like, and even places that stack it, you know? It's still too much. Too much. Can't be thinking of the raid. We're coming in. Open face sandwich preferred? Yeah. But when they do, like, they're like, it's an open-faced sandwich. Why don't you just serve bread on the side? So it doesn't get soggy. Or, like, put it on toast or something. You know what I mean? Like, not even put it on toast. Side of toast is better. I hate when they cut the bread not all the way through and they, like, unfold it like a hot dog bun and then they place the ingredients on top and they're like, open-faced sandwich. I feel like it's not right. I don't like it. Not how I would do it. Not how I would do it. And the thing is, some places do it well, but most places kind of do a shitty version of it. It's just like a soggy piece of bread underneath. I don't know. Some of us like soggy bread. You're a freak. You're a freak. French dip. Flavor-wise, I love a French dip. The problem is they keep giving you a cup that's too fucking small. Okay? They give you a cup of broth, beef broth, right? The drippings, whatever. And what they do is they cook the roast beef to all hell until it's way too dry. And they're like, the broth will counteract it so the people don't notice it's dry. And then they give you this tiny cup and you're trying to shove the sandwich into it and you're like, like trying to make that shit fit in there. And it's just not good. Yeah, like a shot glass. And I'm like, what, do I drink it at this point? What you should do, one of my favorite places in Brooklyn, Brennan and Carr. That's that really famous place that takes those, they make a beef sandwich. They give you the drippings. They don't call it a French dip. They're like, nah, this is our shit. And what they do is you have different moisture levels. They can give you the broth on the side and they never give you a tiny cup. You can get broth poured onto the sandwich before they close it up. You can get the entire sandwich dipped in broth and then like broth just completely ladled over it. It's crazy. I never go like that level, but some people like their shit like dripping, you know? You should look them up on YouTube. They're the best. Their shit is so good. It is so good. It's soupy bread at that point. I mean, that's why they have like four They have a few, I don't remember. I always go for the same one. They have a couple of moisture levels, and they're just like, yo, pick one. How brothy do you want this? So if you are like, yeah, no, I prefer soggy-ass bread, they're like, we got you. Whatever you want, king, you know? You tell them at the counter, and then they just dip that shit. I think that's nice of them. So before you die, you want to eat a New York deli? It's on a food bucket list. You should. Some of them would be really underwhelming. It's more that they're a good staple, not that they're like, you're gonna eat it and be like, this is what Jesus should have eaten, you know? Like, you're just gonna eat it and be like, that's pretty good. I could probably eat there like every day and not complain. Ugh. And that's why people like it so much, because it's like something that you actually can just sit there and eat every day. Want to eat at Portillo's? I think Portillo's is overrated. Not bad. Not bad. Just, there are other places that are also really good and don't cost as much and don't have a line out the door. You know? Hold on, I'm locking in. Ooh. There we go, we got the double. You sauce on steak person? If it's cooked well, no. If it's not cooked well, you better cover that mistake up. I mean, I am depending on the sauce, but I like a wine-based, like, French sauce or something. I don't like A1 steak sauce and things like that. I don't like that. Thing called Franciscina. Yeah. Yup. Most famous sandwich places you've been to always do shit way too rich. Yeah, right? Like, it's so... Okay. I'll see a video of, like, the sloppiest sandwich in the world. Oh, more people join? Okay, maybe we'll keep on these then. And I'll be like, yo, that looks pretty good. But then the moment I'm handed that, I'm pissed off because it's so hard to eat. So, in concept, yeah. But I don't actually want that. You know? I don't want to physically do that. Roast beef Kamalik roll. Oh, yeah. What accoutrements with the steak sandwich? Grilled onions. Peppers can be good. If it's a good one, it shouldn't need much more than that. If it's a good one, that should be it. If they have some sort of relish so you get pickly flavor, I would like that. But if it has like a lot of grilled onions, you shouldn't eat it. It just depends on the place. Something with garlic in it, you know? And except the stupid shake place that covers the shakes with syrup, donuts, and cookies is too much. I hate that shit. I hate the, like, overconsumption of sugar indulgence food porn on the internet. Because I look at it and I'm like, that doesn't look good. Like, two elements of that look good separately, and then you put it together, and now I'm, like, upset. You know? It'll be like, oh, we got ice cream, we put chocolate sauce on it, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm with you. And they go, we stuck a cookie in the top, and I'm like, you didn't need that. A warm cookie on the side would have been just better to eat as its own thing. And then they're like, oh, and then we put a donut on top, and I'm like, that's too sweet. That's too sweet, and it needs to be alone. It needs to be alone. Why do you need to put ice cream and donuts together just to have a donut, bro? Just have ice cream, bro, you know? It's too much. Way too much. You didn't say headache looking at that stuff? Yeah, I think I, like, imagine myself eating it. I imagine myself sitting there with it in front of me, and I'm like, I don't even know where I'd start with these things. I think what bothers me more is it's a little bit rage baity sometimes, but they just make it so messy. Sometimes it's not rage baity. They actually just do it like that as marketing, and then people like are like, oh my god, it's so sloppy, it looks so good, or whatever. But I just imagine having to have one spoon, and I'm like in a restaurant that I'm trying to not spill food on the floor at, and then this like sundae that's already completely spilling out of the glass, and I'm like, dude, how are you supposed to not feel like a dick trying to eat this thing anywhere, you know? Oh shit. At least that guy wasted his red shell. Store you worked at did chocolate chip cannoli sandwiches. It sounds good, but probably make me sick from the sugar. Chocolate chip cannoli sandwich. Oh, like chocolate chip cookies instead of a shell? Yeah, I'm used to cannolis being cannoli or cannoli with chocolate chips, where they dip the sides of the cannoli in chocolate chips, and that's it. Those are usually like the two flavors you can get. And there you go. Oh, we started this so early. Oh, you mix whipping cream in, and this is known for absurdly thick shakes. Yeah, I don't like whipped cream if it's not fresh prepared. Whenever it's like the canned one, I never like the flavor of it. Something about the oiliness. Like, it very obviously tasted like oil to me. But if it's like whipped cream, like we got cream and whipped it by hand, you know, like it's actually made of cream, then I'll do that, yeah. I like ice cream a lot, though. I'm cool with like dairy-based desserts. But I don't want a shit ton of stuff on them. I just want the thing. That's all. I just want the thing. The donut hamburger. Oh, I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst. And there's some sort of really good savory food, and then they're like, okay, but now instead of your normal savory bun, we used a fucking Krispy Kreme donut. I hate that. It's the epitome of people will buy it because they saw it online, and they would never... Like, if they just saw it in person and social media did not have an influencer telling them, oh, it's so cool, you should try it, they never would try it. They'd be like, that looks disgusting. You know? But on social media, they have, like, a bunch of cool zoom-in shots and stuff, and they're like, did you know food? Question mark? You could get a donut burger, you know? Like, people see it and they're like, oh my god, Pog. Donut burger. So stupid. Is that so different from chicken and waffles? I don't like chicken and waffles either, so that I'm just a person who does not like taking a savory thing and adding like a bunch of decadence to it. But also chicken and waffles, the waffle baseline doesn't have to be overly sweet, and they don't have to put a ton of syrup on it, so that can still lean more savory and be a little sweet. It's different than like a glazed donut, right? That has like a ton of sugar on the outside getting used as the bun. It's about the proportion more than anything, you know? You tried one and hated it? Did you? I had a friend who tried one and he was like, I actually really liked it if it had one half of the donut on the bottom as a bottom bun or something, and like not the whole thing. And I was like, that, I get it, still sounds disgusting, but like, I get it. That stuff always reminds you of the yams touching the turkey at Thanksgiving. Yeah. Like, they're both good to have within the same meal, but just have them separately. Just do a place where you can eat burgers and then get a donut after, dude. There you go. Bacon and eggs with just a bit of maple syrup can work. Yeah, a tiny bit. A tiny bit. Ah, you had a donut grilled cheese where they cut it in half, inverted the outside, and then actually grilled it. It was decent. You're gonna pass on it first. I think if they do things to reduce the sweetness of it, that could be okay. There are, you can take a donut batter and make it like not super sweet. A lot of the sweetness tends to come from like, yeah, there's some sugar inside. It doesn't have to have a lot. It could be a savory donut for the most part. You don't have to put sugar on the outside. That's a choice, right? If you glaze or ice the entire outside, it's a choice. So that can really be okay if it's that type of donut and it's like very lightly sweet. It's only what's in the batter. If that shit's a glazed donut, I don't know what to tell you, brother. Oh. I'm trying to lock in. Oh my god. That sounds so traditional, fried and dipped in sugar. Can't be classic. Yeah, I think it should be a savory batter, fried. So if you ate it with nothing on it, it would just taste like a biscuit. Right? Just buttery. And then, yeah, you dip it in like cinnamon and sugar. That's the one I think is best. That to me is like it's the epitome of donut. Oh yeah. Oh god. No, the wall ride was so sick, but I wanted items. No. Oof, okay. Properly made beignets. Oh, yeah. Or a really good zeppoli. Oh. Get a bag of zeppelis. They fry them straight there. They're like an Italian donut. It's just like a ball, and they tend to be more savory in the batter, depending on who makes them. The ones I like are more savory. Throw that shit in a bag, powdered sugar in there, shake it, hand it to you. Done. Done. I like a lot of those because a lot of the places that I like don't make them very sweet. So you can be like, oh, just put a little sugar on it, you know, and they'll do a little sugar. Oh. All right, now I'm gonna go get a snack. I'll be right back. The code to the lobby is in the Discord if you want to join, okay? It's in the Discord if you want to join. All right, I'll be right back.
The Geegler.
Okay. I'm back. Okay, one more round and then I gotta go. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Okay. I got Schneck. I just want Peach Beach. Just wanted to thank you for the 5 gifted. Hey, if anyone gifted subs and I didn't like call it out really hard earlier, thank you, by the way. W5. Thank you. When I'm mid collab and we're on like open mic, you know. I try really hard to not be that guy who's like, thanks for the gifted subs, really loud where everyone else in the collab can hear it on their stream and stuff, you know? But, thank you. I always appreciate it. I try to go like look at the chat and be like, you know, or like not always that big, but I try to like do something so you know, like I see it, you know? But, yeah, sometimes it's better for me to like not think on my, you know. I never did push to talk when it's like on the V key or something like that. I hate it so much. I don't think that game lets you rebind it. You wave your hand around to control the model. But this is my hand. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Okay. Oof. Yeah, I'm driving with one hand. Well, I'm playing with tilt controls. It's so easy. You're doing a what Handily reboot? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You're gonna do it anonymously. All the gifted stuff. Oh well. For those that have gifted anonymously, do you do it because you don't want people to know it's you? You don't want to be called out for or whatever? Is it like a perception thing? I always wondered about that. I've had some people say they will gift like normal amounts of subs with their username, but then if they ever feel like gifting a large amount, they won't do it unless it's anonymous. Because they're like, I don't want to be seen differently, and I'm like, I don't think anyone here's gonna do that. Not in a bad way, they just don't want people like looking at them and being like, oh, something Giga Chad, oh yeah, it puts a spotlight, right. So even if it's positive attention, I guess some people don't want that. Some people do it so they don't get begged for gift subs. That's a good one. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Because, yeah, actually, I have had people say this to me, which I think is crazy. I have had someone come in here who... I've had this happen multiple times, but there was one particular case of this. There was one chatter, like, a long time ago, who started watching me a bunch, who used to gift a lot of subs to a different streamer. There was one that they used to watch a lot. They watched them every day. They gifted them a lot of subs. They were just known in that chat for that. And then they started watching me. And a VTuber, one who I am, for good reason, not very close to, said to me, you should be really nice to them. Oh, that's a great person to have in your chat. I was like, what? They were like, oh, they used to gift so many subs to whomever. And I was like, I just didn't have anything to say to it. I was like, okay, all right. Right? I was just like, for me, like, I see gifted stuff as something to sit there and hope for, not to ever, like, try to groom someone for. It's one thing to make it a bit, like, out there to everyone. So if anyone wants to join in on the bit, they can join in on the bit. But targeting one person for it? I don't know. I was like, I really don't like that vibe. So, I don't know. That freaked me out a little. It's like, what do you mean? I think if someone does gift, you should treat them very well. Assuming they're not doing anything weird. Just being nice to them, yes. But you should also treat everyone well. It's just that you acknowledge them for what they've helped with, right? But like, I don't know. When they said that, I was like, Also, if that person, like, didn't really want to be a big gifter anymore, or to anyone else or anything, wouldn't it make them feel so uncomfortable? If you, like, were obviously, I don't know. I was just like, just be normal. Just be normal and hope that people do gift because it helps you in your community, and that's it. And if they don't, they don't. Right? I don't know. Like, if I'm ever doing a bit, whatever, I try to apply it evenly to everyone. I try to not point fingers at one person and be like, you. It's one thing if they're already gifting, you're acknowledging it, but like to just try to get someone to do it who hasn't before, like, something about that was just so weird, man. Hello, pubes, hello. If you like the channel, you try to support it. Yeah, and I like gifted subs in particular being a thing that like helps community members too, you know? So it's good. It's good. You treat them all because they gifted, not so the gift. Yeah. Right? Like, and it's not just me. I want the community to be nice to them too. Like, but the thing is, everyone's already nice to everyone here. So it's more like just being thankful, being appreciative, right? I don't know. Snap out streamers who treat viewers like Wallace is a huge red flag. And again, nothing wrong with doing a bit to encourage it when you're like making it a fun thing, but sometimes I don't know. There are ways to do it that are icky and ways to do it that are totally fair and normal. Dead Raw, thank you for the 20 gifted subs, W20. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. W20. Speaking of W20, hope Queso feels better. He's sick. I saw an update because his mom was updating the community. Do you know Queso's mom is really involved with this stuff? It's really cute. She posts in his Discord. And she's like, yeah, Queso's not feeling too well. This and that and the other thing. She has like an account just called Queso's mom, literally, and it's actually her. I think it's really, really nice that she's like involved. Wait, really? Yeah. She's just really supportive and she's there to help him. She's there to like, she moderates, she gets to know the community and everything. I think it's really good because actually people like kind of behave a little bit more because she's there, you know what I mean? And they're super sweet to her. She's just a nice lady. I always liked that. She posted pictures of Kitty too, of their cat. She was like, Kitty's keeping Case company while he's sick, and then shared like pics of Kitty. They're all zoomed in and shit. I was like, yeah. I don't know, it's nice. I also really like the idea of a streamer who's doing shit, like, with their parents full knowing. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me, like, trust it more, you know? I'm just gonna let this guy be in first. It's fine by me. Can't be mean to your streamer's mom would be a cardinal sin. Yeah. Oops. Outside of your mom jokes, of course. Outside of that. I'm not going to expose my mom to my community ever because she doesn't like attention. She doesn't want that. She just doesn't want that at all. My mom said I could watch her stream if it's okay with your mom. Yeah, my mom... Full disclosure, my mom and my dad both really want people to watch my streams. They ask me, like, what I've been doing, what I've been talking about, what I've been playing, and then they ask, like, how they've been going. They love getting the updates. They don't check often or anything. They just ask occasionally, like they just want to know. And they're like, can we see the merch? Are we releasing new merch? Can we see it? Do they tell you to play the meta games? No. No. They get really excited if they play something that if I'm playing something they recognize. Like if I ever go back to an older game, I'll let them know. And I'll be like, oh, remember that one game I used to play all the time? Or that thing you used to play all the time? A long time ago they used to play. My mom's played like every NES game. My dad did a lot of computer gaming at the time. So he played like old Quake and stuff. So if I play... Like when I played Ultra Kill, I showed my dad and I was like, hey, it's like Quake. And he was like, ooh. And both of them haven't really been people to play a lot of games since those eras or anything. But they get excited to see the older stuff because they always really liked it. Although my mom owns a Switch, I'm going to get her Switch too at some point. I got it for her because of Animal Crossing, because she played GameCube Animal Crossing a fuck ton. It's like the only game since the NES era that she played a lot of was just that. She likes OG Tetris a lot, but I got her a Switch just for Animal Crossing. Ooh. That's her favorite. Oh! Remember when Diablo 4 released? My dad's been a big series since 1. Kept saying, man, this ain't Diablo 2. That was me when I was playing it. I think Diablo 4, up until Endgame, was actually really fun. Really well made. I really appreciated it, enjoyed it, whatever, but it just wasn't it, man. Oh. It's so hard to get it back in this game once you start slowing down a little. Ugh. You'd like to get a new Professor Layton for your mother? I did get my mom on the Switch. They released the Ace Attorney trilogy of like the first 3 games. I got her that. I don't know if she ever finished it, but I know she was on the first couple of cases and she was telling me about it. She asked, like, she was like, what do I do here? I really don't know about this one part. And I was like, oh, you should think about this thing or whatever. I was like guiding her a little, but she really liked that. I think it's just, I'm never going to be able to get my parents to play things that require a bunch of mechanical skill because they just have not been playing games for so long. And they don't seem to want to develop that skill at all. Maybe my dad would, but not really. Probably not. Like, to this day, if my mom is playing Animal Crossing and it says, like, if you understand, press A, she might look down before pressing A. Like, her muscle memory still is just not there, and she's played a fuck ton of this stuff. You know? So. I don't know. Your grandmother loved the Cooking Mama games? Ooh. I need a new Nintendogs, man. That's what the Switch 2 needs. I think my mom's capable of playing stuff that requires more mechanical skill. She just doesn't seem very willing. You don't think it would ever happen? Do your parents know any rich twinks asking for a friend? They probably do. I bet if I asked that exact question worded like that, they would both be able to name somebody. Oh yeah, I gotta go soon because I have a meeting I have to go to. But I'll answer his last question. You said, I'm curious, say you want to stream together with someone and become friends and you've never spoken to them before. How do you go about reaching out in a way it comes out as actually want to be friends and not as if you want them only for business? I do the talk in their chat thing typically. Follow them on all platforms. Okay, make sure you're following them on Twitter, you're following them on Twitch, whatever. Like, they have a way to reach out to you. And you have a way to reach out to them, potentially. Go into their chat, say hi. Be a normal chatter. Don't try to just sit there and have a conversation between you and them. Just be part of their chat. And just hang out. Put the ball in their court. And then see if maybe they do the same. If they then also do that, they go follow you back. They're in your chat too or something. Then you reach out. That's a perfect example. That's how I started talking to Tomato at all. He invited me to a collab. The way it was I was sitting here. I had always followed him. I'd watch the streams. I'd never talked in his chat. Ever. And then one day someone said something about him and I was like, oh yeah, something Tomato. And then he spoke in my chat. He was listening, so he typed. And I was like, oh shit. And when I acknowledged, he then like started typing more. He now says hi when he comes here more and types a little bit, right? So then I started going in his chat and saying hello as well to show reciprocation. I'm not just like, hey buddy, haha, whatever, right? And then I made sure I followed him on Twitter. And then he DM'd. And he was like, oh, do you want to play this thing? Do you want to be in this collab? I think you know a couple of my friends. I was like, okay. And then it turned out I knew like all of his friends. And that was it, right? So that was like an example of how to do that without being fucking weird. And it was just simply like, us and our friend groups would get along, we should play something. That's all, right? That's how I have ended up becoming friends with so many streamers. It's just us reciprocally being in each other's chats and following on Twitter. That's all. Maybe some Twitter replies, I guess. But nothing more than that. The moment you do more than that, if they don't really want another friend in that moment, they might see as you just kind of love bombing them and they might get a little put off because they're just not there for that, you know? But yeah, you do that and see what happens. That's all. And when you reach out, don't be like, do you want to do this on this day? Blah, blah, blah. Just be like, hey, thanks for the follow back. Or, hey, thanks for coming to my chat the other day. If you ever want to do anything, let me know. You say it like that so the ball is in their court. So if they don't say anything, they're not an asshole. Right? If you're like, I want to collab sometime. Let me know when. Well, now they have to be like, I don't want to, if they don't want to. You know what I mean? And then they feel like a jerk. So they're just not going to answer. And they're going to be like, oh. And get scared because everyone's nervous and afraid on the internet or something. So you just drop an offer like, reach out if you ever want this, buddy. And then, you know, there you go. That's how you do it without being creepy. Anyway, I've got a call I need to do. So I'm going to go do that. Okay. Thanks for joining. Not the longest stream ever, but a pretty solid one. We should be back. Okay. We're going to be back Friday. I usually stream on Thursdays. I have confirmed We'll be streaming on this channel on Friday. Alt stream tomorrow instead. Usually it's flipped the other way. All right, we're gonna do that because I have a Mecha Break sponsor and they're specific about the days, which is fine. I've been playing the game off stream a little bit. I really like that game. I really like Mecha Break, so I'm excited. I think Zen will probably join. I was talking to her about it, so I will, yeah, I will go bother Zen. Maybe we'll get more people, we'll see. But yeah, that is all. Thank you, everybody. Join the Discord if you want to know when anything is, get pings, all of that. And until next time, let's see who's around. Let me see who's around. What we got? How about... Ooh, how about Barb? How about Barb? Barb's playing, he's playing Grounded. He's doing like a solo run through of Grounded, I guess before 2 comes out. I really like Barb. I watch a lot of his streams, and he's one of the people who tends to like a lot of the same games I like, so if I'm not sure on something, I'll like double check his stream real quick and see if he likes the game. Because sometimes something looks good, he opens it and he's like, nah, this shit's ass. And then I'm like, oh, no, no. I open it and I'm like, nah, this shit's ass. So I just... I appreciate Barb. He does me a great service. He does me a great service. I like watching like him and Dan for that. We have like very similar tastes in a lot of those things, so... Yeah, but he'll be streaming for a while, looks like. Looking at what time he started. But yeah, go. Be free. Have fun with Barb. He's a nice guy. His Uma game. Yeah. Yeah. Community game? Or was community driven? Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, go enjoy. I'm gonna go do a call. Finish eating my snack here. I'm gonna chill the fuck out. Alright? Thank you all for joining again. Sorry we didn't do much chatting in the beginning. We kind of hopped straight into peak, but at the same time, we chatted earlier in the week so much that I think we're good. Bye-bye. Community